All right, so we are now diving into the charting concepts. And we're going to start talking about something that I have stated as smart money paradigm and understanding the continuous war between smart money and retail money. Now, we have talked about this when we talked about the process oriented thinking traders versus the reactive oriented traders. But first, I want to talk about the market efficiency paradigm. So, this is also a picture that I've taken from ICT. So all credits goes to ICT for this picture. I did not create it myself. But this is the basis of how the market runs. So in the left side, we have smart money, which is the liquidity provider. We have the willing and unwilling liquidity, which is the speculative uninformed money, which we've stated that they are reactive oriented traders and they act based on their emotions. They trade patterns for pattern's sake. And what the difference between these two pools are or basically what the difference between these two pools is the knowledge of how the market delivers. So the smart money entity, they understand the signatures that are made through the means of the algorithmic delivery. Whereas these speculative uninformed money, they have no idea or they have no awareness of this algorithm that runs price. And let me just go quickly through what this actually means. So basically, if you're not familiar with the market and how it runs, the market runs on an algorithm. The market runs on something that is algorithmic, that is delivered all of the time, and this algorithmic delivery is solely based on making smart money, the people that are informed of this algorithm money. Whereas this speculative uninformed money, they have no idea about this. And we capitalize on their mistake, which is actually what happens in every business or everything that is out there which makes money. The speculative uninformed money. If we're going to correlate this with our POT versus ROT understanding, this pool of traders are people who trade uninformed on the sound logic of smart money concepts. They trade based on patterns for pattern's sake. So if they see a bull flag, they're going to just go along without any sound logic behind their opinions. They're going to trade without any mere understanding of their rational operations, which means that they're not going to trade based on, again, a logic. They're going to not be aware of the fact that the market does not deliver based upon their emotions or the patterns or whatever they use as a mechanism to get into a trade. And they're going to trade based on reactions. And one of the major slogans is to push your edge because it works until it doesn't. And the smart money pool and how I internalize it. Because again, I did not create these concepts. I have learned them from ICT. They are mainly their concepts. Not mainly, but every singular concept that I talk about is from ICT. And this is how I internalize it. So correlated again with our POT versus ROT lecture, I internalize the smart money pool as traders who are aware of the uninformed traders who capitalize on said traders' mistakes, traders who use sound logic and disregard any emotional reasoning for their entry purposes, and traders that trade the opposite way, unshaken by other opinions. Where normal, uninformed people see a support level, that is where I want to see, as smart money, I want to see the market go below that level, making the uninformed people fearful to entry again, using their position as a point of accumulation. So I'm going to pair my longs with their stop losses, and I'm going to distribute where the opposing pool exists, pairing again my profit objectives with their already existing stop losses. So I am actually going to cannibalize all of these people and all of their money, going to use their positions, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to exit instead of an already existing stop loss, opposing stop loss to my entry. And this is how the smart money capitalization looks like. What we have right here is a clear depiction where uninformed money sees this as a level of support. So this right here is a level of equal or relatively equal lows, where they anticipate that if the market breaks out and it comes back to this level, it is going to continue higher. In the same time, this is where uninformed people see, this is a level in which uninformed people see it as a means of resistance, or breakout traders see this as a means of an entry, and they're going to have their stop losses again somewhere around this range. Smart money will see this as buy stops, and smart money will see this as sell stops. What we can see here, smart money is going to accumulate these positions. These people are going to be in a loss because they're going to have their trailed stop losses here, or their stop losses here. They're going to take their position off, and this is where we enter. In the same time, people that go short on a breakout, they're going to have their stop losses around here. So we accumulate both of the positions, and which is stated right here, that smart money pairs their net long positions with willing sellers at a low price. These people are willing sellers at a low price, at a discounted price. And smart money does the opposite thing. We do buy at a discount price. Market goes back into some form of inefficiency, and then market shifts from a seller program into a buy program. When the market trades above this high, then the market goes higher and then attacks the pool, where uninformed money again sees this as a means of resistance, which means that the market is going to go higher, and then they think that the market is going to just stop here and move lower, which might be the case sometimes. They might get lucky, but overall, this is what happens. And then we're going to see this as a means of buy stops, and then we're going to have our distribution of longs above this high. In other words, we're going to sell at a premium price to these people that are willing buyers at a high price. The smart money capitalization terminology. The uninformed pool support stop losses, they are named sell stops or sell side liquidity, where smart money buys below these levels, aiming to buy a discount price, whereas uninformed money sells at a discount price. Uninformed pool resistance stop losses are equal to our buy stops or buy side liquidity, where smart money sells below these levels, aiming to sell a premium price, whereas uninformed money buys a premium price, which is quite unlogical, because and let me just give you an analogy, and this is not in the lecture. If I'm going to go buy a car, if I want to go buy a car, I want to buy it on a discount. Let's say, for instance, the car is $1,000, even if it's not $1,000, right? What I'm going to go in and do is I'm going to negotiate the price down to $800 or $600, which is a discount in relationship with the $1,000 that they asked for the car. Therefore, what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to normally try to buy it for less money than I can actually buy it. This is exactly what smart money does with these uninformed people. Same thing. If I want to sell a car and I want to sell it for, let's just say, $1,200, if this is the value of the car, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and sell it for $1,500. When we're putting this situation exactly like this, it seems like normal. Yet, all of these uninformed people do the opposite thing, trading breakouts, trading support levels that are unlogical. The smart money concept's foundational premise. The smart money pool is an entity or group of people who trade based on being informed that there is an algorithmic delivery to price knowing the signatures of said price that are based on the market delivering in a balanced and efficient manner. The algorithmic delivery is based on doing three things only, and this is very simple, yet most people overcomplicate it. Targeting a specific liquidity pool and rebalancing an imbalance that has been left in price. That's all the market does. It targets a specific liquidity pools and it rebalances an imbalance, or in other cases it consolidates, but that's just an accumulation of liquidity pools. So it is all based on liquidity pool and imbalances. That's all the market does. Which brings us to our first discussion of this video, the first charting discussion, which is going to be the liquidity pools. Here we have a clear depiction of those liquidity pools and how smart money internalizes this. And I know that you perhaps might note this, but I want you to understand the logic behind why we trade the way we trade. Because if you're going to go online, you're going to see people who just state the fact that you want to see this happening and then this happening, not knowing why it should happen, which has no logic. And you're uninformed money if you trade like that, even if you trade with these concepts. So what we have right here, instead of the gray rectangle, is we have the smart money, or not smart money, but a market consolidation where the market both accumulates buy stops and sell stops. So when the market is consolidating, there's no such thing as market not doing anything. It is just consolidating to accumulate orders both on the buy side of the market and the sell side. What the market does after it does an expansion, taking on sell stops, and then the market expands to take on buy stops. When the market goes back below the level of sell stops or sell side liquidity, that is where smart money enters. That is where we accumulate our positions. And when the market goes above the buy side liquidity, that is where we indeed distribute our positions. This is also viable for a sell program. This is also seen inside of bearish examples. I'm not going to do them both because that is not a waste of time, but that is not really important. But this is viable for both sides of the market. The liquidity pools. The liquidity pools are formed when the market consolidates, accumulating orders in the form of sell stops and buy stops. Everything that I've talked prior to this moment. One liquidity pool will be attacked first, making the accumulation point using a market expansion above or below it. The opposing liquidity pool will be attacked after, marking the distribution point using a market expansion above or below it. Which leads us to the most major concept in smart money trading. And this is the concept that I use the most, which again is based on this exact logic. So you can already see instead of this StoianCapital mentorship that we are based on logic. And it is more important to me that you understand the logic of these things so you do not need me anymore after this mentorship. And it is very important for you to understand the logic because then you're going to go into learning your own way of trading based on these logical concepts and based on internalizing these concepts logically, not just you have to see the market go below this level, then you're going to do this, not knowing why. The accumulation, manipulation, and distribution, also known as AMD or power of 3, which looks like this. So, if we're going to look at the concept of AMD, if we're going to look at how these candlesticks form, this is exactly a crude depiction of how they usually form. And this is a crude depiction of how you should look at every singular candlestick, no matter what. First thing we're going to understand is that the market opens, and this is not relative to any time frame. If we're going to talk about a bullish scenario, then the market is going to deliver to the downside. We're going to create the manipulation first. After the accumulation, so we're going to have a consolidation. The market is going to manipulate to the downside, taking all these sell stops And then after the manipulation is done for the accumulation of those positions, we're going to distribute to the upside, and then we're going to close below the high. So we're going to form the high, and then we're going to close. Same thing is seen for a bearish candlestick, where we accumulate, we manipulate to the upside, and then we distribute to the downside. Same thing, same protocol. If we're going to look at these candlesticks, this is where the market opens. This is where the market opens. This is where we create the low of this candlestick, which is not relative to any time frame. This concept is all time frames ever existent, 1 second chart. Market opens and goes higher, distributing, forming the high, and then this movement is going to happen. And this is very crucial because this is going to help us in the time aspect. We're going to talk about time, which is the most important thing in smart money trading. This is going to be the most crucial concept to understand. Same thing for a bearish candlestick. Market opens, forms the manipulation, and then goes back to the downside, forming the low of the said time frame, and is going to close. Next thing we're going to discuss is rebalancing an imbalance. The market efficiency concept introduction. The inefficiency, which is also known as a fair value gap, is a portion of price where the market has delivered one side of the market in an imbalanced manner, lacking the other type of delivery. So what do I mean by this? When I have stated the fact that the market does two things only, I have stated that the market has to go up or down only for liquidity pools or inefficiencies to rebalance an imbalance. We understand now that in order for the market to rebalance an imbalance, there first has to be an imbalance, right? So we are going to understand what this imbalance really means, and let's just get into it. I know that you already know this. I know that you already know what a fair value gap is, but I want you, as I've promised, I want you to internalize this as logic. For you to go deeper after our mentorship together, solely, only you, going to study and apply this logic to every concept that I'm going to give you, and then you're going to start on your own to understand these things logically, exactly like my process was. Because I never talk about something that I did not do. I only talk about the things that I do. I never regurgitate anything. I just state everything logically. The reason why I do this is because I've got hurt from fake traders, and I'm not going to blame anybody because everybody has to make a living, right? And there's going to be good apples and bad apples in every singular business. There's going to be bad businesses, good businesses, right? I don't blame them. I blame only myself, which again goes back to process-oriented thinking. I blame myself for listening to these people, not listening to myself and understanding the truth. So I blame myself for wasting my time, which is completely my fault. This is a 3 candlestick formation where we have the market delivering imbalanced. So this is the first candlestick, second candlestick, and then the third. The imbalance or the imbalanced portion happens with this candlestick's high and this candlestick's low. Between these 2 price points, the price has been delivered in an imbalanced manner to the upside, which is buy-side imbalance, and it lacks sell-side delivery, which is sell-side inefficiency. This is the high of this buy-side imbalance, sell-side inefficiency, and this is the low of the buy-side imbalance, sell-side inefficiency. Same thing is seen with down close candles. We have 1, 2, 3. We have a sell-side imbalance because the market has delivered imbalance to the downside, and we have buy-side inefficiency because we have no up-close candle delivering in its price range, which is a sell-side imbalance, buy-side inefficiency. This is the sell-side imbalance, buy-side inefficiency high. This is the sell-side imbalance, buy-side inefficiency low. The buy-side and sell-side delivery, which is exactly what I've stated when I talked about the buy-side imbalance, sell-side inefficiency. Basically, what I want you to understand inside of this lecture is that when the market goes up, that is called buy-side delivery. So when the market goes up, when it forms a up-close candlestick, That is a buy-side delivery. That is named buy-side delivery, not buy-side liquidity. Very important. It is delivery. A buy-side imbalance, sell-side inefficiency, which is named or annotated as BISI, is imbalanced on buy side. It is because it's delivering only for the buy side. And it is inefficient in sell side, having no mark where the price delivered lower into it. Same thing goes when the market goes down. That is called a sell side delivery. And a sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, which is a SIBI, is imbalanced on sell side, delivering only for the sell side, and it is inefficient in buy side, having no mark where the price delivered higher into it. This is all the market does algorithmically. It is very simple, but don't confuse it with it being easy, because it's not. In the next lectures, we will go in depth about both the liquidity pools and imbalances, understanding how smart money buys a discount and sells a premium. This was the lecture for today on the smart money paradigm. I hope you gained some value from this. I hope you understand right now how the market really operates. And if you have any questions, don't forget to DM me at StoianAlin with double N on Telegram. This is the only thing that I use now. I have no other Instagram anymore. And I'll see you in the next one.